Start the recording. Shall we start, Xander?
Yes, I just started. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our second SAS Day, Data Analytics and COVID-19 Pandemic. I am Professor Vijayan Sugumaran, Chair of the Decision and Information Sciences Department in the School of Business Administration. I'm also the Co-Director for the Center for Data Science and Big Data Analytics, which is organizing this event. So it gives me a great pleasure to welcome our President, Dr. Pescovitz, and Dr. Michelle Piskulich, who is the Interim Executive VP for Academic Affairs and our Provost. So we have a great partnership with SAS, and we have been working with them for a few years now. And so they have been of tremendous help to us, and they helped us start a SAS Analytics specialization as part of our master's program in business analytics. So I quickly want to give a shout out to Dr. Lynn Latukas, who is the director for the global academic programs at SAS Education. And as a matter of fact, the entire team at SAS, they have been of great help to us. We have a great program lined up today. Usually we do this a whole day program, but given the circumstances, so we kind of squeezed it to a half a day. And so today we have the symposium, and tomorrow we have the hands-on workshop on getting started with SAS point-and-click approach. So I'm delighted to invite Dr. Michelle Piskulich to provide the welcome remarks for today's event. Michelle is also Associate Professor of Political Science. She has taught a number of courses in research methods, statistics, quantitative techniques, computing techniques, women in politics, public policy, and so on and so forth. She's also a great data science enthusiast. She has been tremendously supportive of all our efforts in the center. And so we sincerely thank the Provost's office and the President's office for the continued support and the encouragement that they give us. And so it means a lot to us. And so thanks. And so I'd like to invite Michelle to provide some welcome remarks. Over to you, Michelle. Thank you.
Thank you, Vijay. I really appreciate this opportunity, and you're absolutely right. This is a topic that I have a lot of passion for. I use big data in my work and census data, and I trained very early on in SAS, and so SAS, I'm sure, has come a long way in recent years, but that's where I really learned to do analysis by programming in SAS and thinking in SAS, and so I really think this is an important opportunity for everyone involved today, and especially for our students. So I want to welcome all of you to what I'm sure will be a very interesting and terrific symposium. And thank you in advance for what I'm sure will be valuable contributions to the discussions today. As I was thinking about how I would try to talk about this and how vital I think these discussions are, I made a promise to myself and silently to all of you not to string the words new and normal together in any remarks. So in lieu of doing what I promised I wouldn't, I just thought I would say that we certainly are living in interesting times. But I'm heartened that academics, scientists, doctors, public health officials have committed themselves to understanding the COVID-19 threat and are taking steps to develop responses. And what a role careful, disciplined inquiry can make to understanding and defeating this sort of threat. The analysis of data empowers us to find solutions to even our greatest challenges. In fact, it empowers us at an exponential scale. Individuals like yourselves who are experts in big data analytics In fields like the natural sciences and social sciences, business and economics and health are helping us to confront challenges, but more quickly and efficiently than ever before. There is indeed strength in numbers. I'm so pleased that we once again have colleagues from across the country to discuss data analytics in the context now of COVID-19. I want to personally thank the colleagues from the SAS Institute for their participation over the next 2 days. You're great partners. Thank you so much. Our excellent colleagues deserve a thanks here in the Center for Data Science and Big Data Analytics. And I want to make a special thanks to the grad students for joining us today. I commend you all for taking part in this symposium and for your interest in work that can have such a substantial and direct impact on the lives of so many people. A special thanks goes out to Sugumaran and the committee organizing this event. Vijay, thank you for your leadership. What could be more worthwhile and fulfilling, and how often we are presented with this kind of opportunity, especially now. So again, kudos to all of you who will contribute both here today and from offices and workplaces in the future. Please know that your work represents a critical part of our broader efforts in this society to combat COVID-19, but also to develop good practice and good analytics. I have no doubt that the products of this work will help propel us beyond the era of the pandemic and in many of the best ways back to the old normal. There is strength in numbers. I'm now pleased to introduce our next speaker, Hirsch Pescovitz, MD, the president of Oakland University, a renowned pediatric endocrinologist and researcher. Dr. Pescovitz was appointed the 7th president of Oakland University in 2017. Previously, she served as senior vice president and U.S. medical leader for Eli Lilly and Company. She also served as executive vice president for medical affairs at the University of Michigan and simultaneously as chief executive officer for the University of Michigan Health System. We are so pleased to have Ora at the helm at Oakland University. And now I turn it over to our president, Hirsch Pescovitz.
Well, thank you so much, Michelle. Good morning, everyone. And I have to say that it really is a great pleasure for me to be here. And I want to really acknowledge Michelle, both for her enormous work as a colleague and for her contributions as an investigator herself. She really has been just outstanding for her many, many decades here at Oakland University. She's been a tremendous colleague to me personally, but as has already been acknowledged, she has the passion for the work of this symposium. So I think that it is tremendous that she was able to give the opening remarks here today. I think everyone here recognizes that this is an area where she has great competencies, commitment, passion, and knowledge. I also want to make mention of the fact that as our interim provost during one of the periods of time that Oakland University has had the most challenging eras, I can think of not a single person who is more qualified and committed than Michelle to have led us through this period. I want to make mention of her tremendous contributions during this period. So, Michelle, thank you so much for your leadership during this very challenging period. I now want to also acknowledge our center's co-directors, Professor Sugumaran and Professor Patri, for coordinating this very timely virtual symposium. As has already been mentioned by Michelle, I can't think of another more important virtual symposium to be having right now, because the mission of the Center for Data Science and Big Data Analytics is really clear, I think, to all of us. As scientists, I think that all of us can recognize the power of multidisciplinary data research and the approach now find ourselves in the throes of this global pandemic, there's just no question in my mind of the paramount value of predictive analytics as models to prepare us for what is likely to happen. And we've already seen it happening globally, but COVID-19 surges, and are concerned about that happening in the United States as well. You know, since the first cases that were reported in the United States in January, and the first case that occurred here in Michigan in mid-March, it's really clear to all of us that we have got to be better prepared for pandemic threats, and to be able to respond to the threats and be able to conduct much more efficient and effective research so that we'll be able to respond more promptly, more efficiently, and more effectively. And I think that everyone here at this symposium understands that healthcare industry, among others, use big data and predictive analytics to better understand COVID-19 spread. Predictive models help us to gain insight into the COVID-19 risk, to understand disease outcomes and the potential impact of the virus on a healthcare system that has been severely stressed. And it's really clear that we cannot depend on reaching herd immunity alone as a strategy to deal with the spread of this virus. We've got to slow down contact rates, social distancing, and most importantly, by taking preventive measures. And of course, the most important is wearing masks. And nothing proves this better than the news that all of us woke up with this morning, learning that our own president of the States, has contracted COVID-19. So we must create data-driven models that help us to understand both the surges and the dips of COVID-19 infection rates. At Oakland, we have been implementing the Grizzlies Protect Grizzlies helping together climate plan. That plan aims to protect all of us from potential COVID-19 cases, to limit outbreaks, to build trust within our community, so that we can rely on one another, and so that we can protect each other, and most importantly, protect our community and the broader community as well. And as a whole, each part of the plan is an inextricable part that comes from other parts. But there's no doubt that compliance, trust, and respect is an essential part. Well, I'm so impressed when I look at the agenda for today's symposium, because in my mind, it underscores the many ways that data science and analytics provide insight to health, environmental, economic, and industry challenges of the unfolding. The power of data has made products more consumer-friendly and has given many people an edge in the consumer marketplace, including those in the transportation and hospitality industry. And when I was in Army, I saw the power of big data and data analytics to new markets. So like you, I am confident that there is a way for data science and big data. And I'm so proud of what we do. You know, we must learn from the breadth, speed, and spread of COVID-19, and we must be prepared for predictable and unexpected threats to health. Data science and big data analytics is now, and will continue to have an impact on how serious issues, including epidemics, pandemics, overpopulation, pollution, climate change. There was a recent study by NASA Technical Report Service that provides an in-depth look how massive amounts of data is leveraged and analyzed to generate viable solutions to the threat. And as the report states, climate science represents a big data domain that is experiencing unprecedented growth. The challenge lies in better understanding the implications of these vast data sets and deploying the right computational resources to build and to deploy useful applications of these data sets. You know, as scientists, we all share the quest of finding the truth and using that to make the world. Clearly, the emerging role, prominence, data science, and big data analytics plays a central role in that quest. So, on behalf of the Oakland University community as a whole, I just want you to be very proud we are of the work of the Oakland City Center for Data Science and Big Data Analytics and its role in finding solutions to deal with the urgent challenges of today. I want to thank all of you for participating in this important virtual